Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Lucy Noonan, who is the acquisitions boss for Lomond Capital, the lady who has got the checkbook who buys all the lettings agencies. Thanks for joining me today, Lucy. The question I want to ask you is why is there such hate on Property Industry Eye and social media platforms? Talk to me.
So I'm really passionate about this, and you've probably seen some of my LinkedIn videos, and I think particularly over the last 18 months, I think we're all becoming more around about mental health. And I think my frustration has really become apparent around people being able to post under as an alias. So, you know, if we're trying to attract new people into the industry, if they went onto Property Industry Eye, Negotiator, all of the big platforms, and they read the comments, it's going to put people off coming in the industry. It would me. They're not, some of the comments I've seen over the last 20 years have been racist, bigamist, just downright bullying. And I think if you're going to have a comment and everybody's entitled to freedom of speech, and that's something that we've been pushed back. I'm not saying that you can't have freedom of speech, but let's own your comments. So, you know, what I'm trying to champion at the moment is that you can't post under an alias. So, you know, Lucy Noonan should post as Lucy Noonan, Chris Watkin. You know, you should have to, you know, freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence. You know, I've sadly lost 2 people in the last 12 months due to mental health. I'm not saying it's just down to social media, but, you know, there's been the whole hashtag be kind last year, you know, when, you know, people have committed suicide. People don't appreciate that sometimes a comment like what they put, actually, they forget about it. But actually the person that received that comment, it can have a real detrimental effect to them, and it can affect their career. It's not just a small thing.
Yet they will respond that they're giving their truth, and by hiding behind a name, they can be brutally honest.
I don't think it's truth because it's their opinion of somebody. So, you know, there was a story just gone last week, and it had over 40 comments, and it was attacking an individual. It wasn't attacking the story about what they were launching. It was attacking a certain person. They didn't have the tie. You know, the tie was scruffy. They didn't have the shirt untucked. You know, I personally know that person, and yes, they're a strong individual. But it's those kind of comments that I've got an issue with. Yeah, if you've got an issue with a product, a service, you know, a company, then that's okay. You're entitled to that. But when it gets to an individual and you start being nasty on a public platform that thousands of people can read, I think that's wrong, and I think that should be changed.
So, whose responsibility is it? Is it the people who run Property Industry Eye? I mean, you don't often see these comments on the other ones, do you?
No, and you know, with respect to these platforms, we have contacted them, you know, and they have said that if they see, you know, you can report a comment that you don't like, and they will take it down and they delete it. But unfortunately, sometimes that's too late because you've already seen the comment. So I do think it is the responsibility of these platforms that they should change the way that people register and be able to post, you know, and I think it's important as well, because I genuinely think there's only about 10 to 12 of these people that post under an alias, and they're giving us a bad reputation. So it's not, you know, we're not talking about hundreds of people here. You know, there's clear people that post on a daily basis that, you know.
So why don't you suggest that we smother this Property Industry Eye and other platforms where the haters are, if you call them haters, with love?
Yeah.
Surely there's but it's like, you know, it's like moth around a flame. We'll do it, but you look at the Property Industry Eye, the viewing numbers compared to estate agency today and negotiators off the scale.
Yeah.
Do you think it's all very good that people are saying yes, we don't want to see any of it, but they still, just like you slow down for a car crash, it's kind of, oh, you got to go and have a look, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I definitely wouldn't smother these people with love. Okay. You know, and I think genuinely, because
this is where I disagree with you on this one. I pity them.
Yeah.
If they can spend enough time to make those sort of comments and be that vitriolic, they must be coming from a place where it's not a very nice place. I
do. I definitely pity them, but what they don't realise is the consequence of that comment has on another individual. You know, and 10, 15 years ago, everybody had their opinion. You know, people had their opinion on me, but there wasn't the platform, you know, to to write. You know, there wasn't all the social medias, the Twitters, the, you know, as much as Facebook. So I'm not just attacking Pi, but now you can hide and you can make these comments, and, you know, you are seeing, you know, that, but those comments can really affect somebody. You know, I've personally had it happen to me, you know, when a story was put out and someone said something and it affected me, you know, and that person probably did it with a flip, didn't even think anything about it. But, you know, I was called tits and teeth. You know, that affected me. You know, is that what people just perceive me as? You know, I started dressing differently for a period of time. So, you know, that person probably said that comment in a jovial way, but actually it had a huge impact on
How did it
me.
make you feel?
Made me feel absolutely terrible. I felt like I wasn't respected in the industry. I wasn't professional as a woman. I felt attacked, you know. Is that how people perceive me? I then got very nervous about going into meetings. You know, so, you know, and, you know, I've seen it happen to people and I just don't think it's right. I really don't. And it's something so simple that can be changed. Just change the way you register your clients. You can't comment unless you comment under your name. You can still comment. I'm not saying you can't comment, but if you want to be personal about it, then let's see who you are. Because I bet you they wouldn't put half the things they put on if they knew that it was going to affect their brand and their reputation personally.
Thank you for your insight today, Lucy, and one can hope things change. Thank you.